Hello there, my lovely darklings and metal mystics, and welcome to a Sacred Shadow Flow yoga sequence. So let us get started by sitting on our mat and getting nice and comfortable, nice and grounded, nice and centered. Maybe you can lay down in a pre-shavasana corpse pose in order to slow down after all that you've done today. But let's just take a breath. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling out the nose or mouth. Centering, grounding, allowing ourselves to truly tune into the breath for just a moment before we begin. Noticing all these subtle sensations going on throughout the body. Just noticing without any labels, titles, shame, or judgment. Possibly even setting an intention for today. Whatever that may be, that is perfect. But I would love to set one for our collective. And that is embodying the elements, allowing ourselves to be grounded and present like the earth element, flowing, being fluid and intuitive with our movements like water, being mindful of the breath, using our higher mind like air, and having that fire, that vigor, that zeal, that passion for movement, for mind, body, spirit connection, like fire. Inhaling to truly receive that intention. And exhaling to release all lingering resistance, lingering limitations, any tension as we begin with our practice for today. Bringing movement back into the body in whatever way feels good for you. Maybe that's a few wiggles, sways, neck rolls. We'll get to that very shortly anyway. Let's start off by bringing our palms together at heart center, possibly creating wrist rolls from here. If you would like to keep your eyes closed, that's perfect. If you would like to blink them open, great. Maybe keeping your gaze softly directed downward or in center. Once again, bringing awareness back into our body in whatever way feels good to us. Once again, embodying that water element of fluid and intuitive movement. Probably even bringing our direction to the opposite side this time, bringing it backward, or creating your neck roll in the opposite direction. There are no wrong answers here. Answer the call of your body at all times during our practice today. And let's just take one more deep cleansing inhale and exhale as we bring that movement back into our body. Still being present, still being aware. And on our next inhale, slowly making our way back to stillness so we can warm up our body to begin everything for today. Starting with our neck rolls, once again, bringing our chin to our chest. Left ear to left shoulder, rolling our head towards the back, right ear to right shoulder, and chin to chest. Going as fast or as slow as feels good for you. Your body, your rules. Let's just do that one more time once your chin has met your chest. And when you're back at center, let's just do that a few more times on the opposite side this time. Taking our time here, maybe even noticing that we're a little bit more flexible or loose on the other side, our right side. One more time once your chin has met your chest. And once you've made that full rotation and you are complete, make your way back to center so we can warm up our arms this time. Let's start with some arm raises. Very similar to what we'll be doing with our sun salutes as we inhale, raising our arm all the way up, finding length to the sides of our waist. Exhaling to slowly lower our arms with control and grace. Let's just do that 3 more times. Inhale to raise and reach up, looking up for good measure. And exhaling to gently lower 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Let's just do that 1 more time as we inhale as deeply as we can, raising up even more than before. And on our exhale, slowly lowering our arms, maybe even creating wrist rolls once again as we lower them back down to the earth. Taking a sip of water at any time, taking a break at any time if you need to, and any modifications if necessary. Wonderful. Going into our spinal twist, we're going to raise our arms up 1 more time on our inhale and exhale, twisting to the opposite side to our right, bringing our left hand on our right knee, gazing past our right shoulder if we can, keeping our spine long, crown up to the sky, chin parallel to the earth. Exhaling here as we inhale to reach our arms back up and doing that on the opposite side. Inhaling to grow tall and exhaling to sink deeper into the twist. One more deep breath here. Inhale and exhale, unwind. Let's warm up our beautiful spine this time. Coming into tabletop position, we're going to have our hips stacked over our knees, shoulders stacked over our wrists, keeping our spine flat or having a flat back here. We're going to be doing our cat cows or a cat cow flow. I love to not only inhale to arch, gazing up, heart shining forward, and exhale to round, chin to chest as I gaze at the earth or in between my thighs. I also like to create intuitive movement here. Once again, always having that water element involved. Beautiful. Wiggling, swaying, moving in whatever way feels best for us. Maybe even a cat cow to child's pose flow. Taking our time here to experiment, explore, and express. Let's just do this for one more deep breath here as we inhale and exhale, slowly making our way back to stillness, going into our tabletop position. Now let's move into our downward facing dog, our first downward facing dog of the day. We're going to tuck our toes under as we press our hands or press our body away from us, shining our hip bones up to the sky. Feeling stable, supported, and grounded in our downward facing dog. Once again, having that earth element, bending and straightening a leg, maybe even creating figure eights with our hips. As you can tell already, I'm really into sensual movement, somatic movement, any way that allows our body to feel complete and feel authentically expressive. Taking a moment here, another deep breath as we move into our downward facing dog, straightening our legs if we can, melting our heels to the earth, still pressing our body away from us with our hands gripping the mat as if we're in an inverted V shape. One more deep breath here, inhale and exhale. And on our next inhale, we're going to reach our right leg up in our three-legged dog, stepping that in between our hands so we can fix our way into a warrior one position. Bringing our left foot down to the mat at a 45-degree angle. Inhaling to reach our arms up in our crescent arms, just like what we did before in our stretch, where we are lengthening through the sides of our waist, sending energy through our arms and hands, finding stability in our warrior one as we square our hips toward our front bent leg. Maybe taking a moment here to increase the width, decrease the distance. Just take a moment here to feel in your body the stability of this pose. Inhale and exhale. Wonderful. And if you would like to stay in Warrior One, that's perfectly fine. If not, I would like to challenge you to meet me in a high lunge where we are resting on the ball of the back of our left foot. We're going to be coming into a flow here. We're going to inhale to bend our left leg and exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend and exhale to straighten. Once again, pairing it with our breath, making sure that we are always mindful of the inhale and exhale as we move, having that fire element of all muscles being engaged and energized as we flow. Let's just take one more here. Inhale or exhale as we raise back up, shaking our arms out for a little bit of a break, maybe even taking a sip of air, sip of water, whatever you need to do, because we're going to be adding on our arms this time. We're going to not only bend our back leg on the inhale and exhale, straighten, we're going to be practicing out our arms this time. We're going to bend our arms at 90 degrees, keeping our hands energized, maybe even spreading our fingers apart to keep them engaged. Inhale to lower. Exhale to straighten. Inhale to lower. And exhale to straighten. Wonderful. Let's just do that 3 more times. 2 more. And last one. We bend a little bit more deeply in our back leg for just another breath. Inhale. And exhale, raising all the way back up. Beautiful. Taking a moment here to feel stability in our high lunge one more time before we swan dive our arms down to get into our vinyasa. We're going to step our feet back into our plank. Inhale for just a breath. And exhale, having the option of bringing our knees down to the earth, lowering our chest down to the mat in the cobra, where this can be cobra as you lift your chest off of the mat. This can be cobra, and this can be cobra. Does not matter, take your form. Moving through our vinyasa, we're going to either take a moment here in our child's pose, maybe even having a child's pose to cat-cow flow, or stillness is absolutely perfect in a child's pose, because we're all going to eventually get back up into our downward facing dog. No rush, no pressure, your practice, your rules. Let's just take one more deep breath here, wherever we are. And eventually make our way to our downward facing dog. Once again, tucking our toes under as we press our body away from us. Hip bone shining up to the sky. Still finding stability here if you need to. If you would like to straighten out and bend a leg, figure eight with your hips, just how I like to do it, that is perfectly fine. Let's just do that one more time for one more deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful, letting it all go. All tension and resistance. On our next inhale, we're going to raise our left leg up this time in our three-legged dog, stepping that foot in between our hands so we can do all that on the other side. So either coming into your warrior one at first, if you would like to do our flow in that manner, that's perfectly fine. Or coming into our high lunge, where we are once again resting on the ball of our back foot, our back standing foot. Making sure that you're taking a moment here, wherever you are, to find your stability. Once again, maybe even increasing the distance, increasing the width, still keeping your spine long, crown up to the sky, energize arms and hands at all times. Taking a moment here, inhale. And exhale, beautiful. Maybe shaking out your arms if you need to. If not, no worries. Coming right back into our high lunge or warrior one. Wherever you are is perfect. We're going to skip just doing the bend with the leg. We're going to add on our arms straight away, the cactus arms. Inhaling to bend our arms and legs. Exhale to straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Beautiful. Let's just do this 5 more times. You do not have to mirror me at any time. Go at your own pace. And if you need to take a break, no worries, but we're almost done. We have 2 more left. And you're doing so well. Last one, can you bend a little bit more in your back leg? Maybe even shining your heart a little bit more forward in our cactus arms. Beautiful. Inhale back, straighten, keeping in our high lunge for just 1 moment. As we exhale, coming into our vinyasa once again, we're going to step our feet back. If you would like to opt for chaturanga and upward facing dog, that is perfect as well. I know that is what I'm going to do, my favorite. Once again, taking a breath here in our plank, we're going to come into our chaturanga, bending our arms and lifting our hips off of the mat for our deep back bend in our upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, coming back into our child's pose or child's pose flow. If that doesn't suit well for you, stillness is always perfect. I know I'm just going to take a moment here in my child's pose. And I'm also going to take a sip of water. Gotta hydrate before we dihydrate. One more deep breath here. And exhale. And on our next inhale, we're going to tuck our toes back under for our downward facing dog, doing whatever we need to do to feel centered and grounded in this powerful pose. And on our next inhale, we're going to step our feet in between our hands so we can make our way into our Uttanasana chair pose, tucking our tailbone under, keeping our spine as long as we can. Arms outstretched past our ears. Energized arms and hands. Maybe squeezing your thighs together, bringing your feet together, toes to touch if we can. I know I like to have mine a little bit less than hip distance apart. Inhale. Beautiful. So what we're going to be doing is a little bit of a flow, taking a break here if you need to for just a second. And we're going to get right back into it. Coming into our chair pose, we're going to inhale, lifting up our right heel off the earth. Exhale, lowering that so we can lift up the left. Inhale, lifting up the right. And exhale, lifting up the left. Beautiful. Let's just do this 3 more times on each side at our own pace. Pairing it with our breathing, still keeping those arms as energized as the legs. We just have 1 more before we add on the arms. Beautiful. Taking a little bit of a breather here, sip of air, sip of water. And going right back into it, into our chair pose. We're going to, this time, not only just lift up the right heel, we're going to lower that as we bring our arms backwards, lifting up the left heel. Inhale to swing forward. Exhale to float our arms back. Inhale, swimming forward. Exhale, floating back as we alternate the lifting of our heels. Wonderful. Let's just do this 5 more times on each side. I know it's challenging, but it feels so good. Every part of our body is working, especially when you are pulling your navel to spine for a little bit more of a spinal support and core challenge. Beautiful. Let's just do this 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, floating forward. And exhale to swim backward. Can we just stay in our chair pose for just 1 deep breath here? Inhale, can you lower it a little bit more? And exhale, gently lowering our buns all the way down to our mat. Giving ourselves a little bit of a rest as we hug our knees in. Offering ourselves gratitude for all that we've done with our bodies already. Prioritizing our wellness, prioritizing our joy, prioritizing our authentic expression. How amazing is that? One more deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale, slowly releasing as we practice our Navasana boat pose. This is a great balancing pose, especially for our core. Once again, we're not just working out our legs here, even though we've done a lot of legs, and yoga is also not about working out. We're having that beautiful mind body connection. So let's just play and practice here. You have the option of leaning backward as you sit on your sits bones, keeping your spine long, having your arms outstretched, or maybe even placed on the earth behind you, bending your elbows as you practice your Navasana boat pose. Lifting off one leg off of the mat as you bring your shins to a possible tabletop position, pointing your toes. Or you can join me in going right there, keeping our legs together, knees together. Once again, shins at tabletop, toes pointed, all muscles engaged. You can keep your knees bent or go to the full expression of our boat pose, straightening out our legs. Let's just take a few deep breaths here to challenge ourselves, seeing how our bodies can surprise us. Taking two more deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath here. See what you can do. Inhale and exhale, slowly coming out of that, giving ourselves a little bit more love. Once again, all the challenges, all the work, all the physical prowess, physical nourishment that we've offered our bodies today. Soaking it all in for just a moment. Inhale and exhale as we gently lower ourselves onto the earth, keeping our legs still bent, feet placed on the mat. As we come into a few glute bridges, we're going to inhale as we lift our hips off of the mat, bringing our hips up to the sky as we squeeze our glutes up to the top. Exhaling to gently lower all the way back down to the mat, vertebra by vertebra. Beautiful. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower, going as high as you can. If you can't go that high, no worries. This is all about presence and not performance. Let's just do that two more times before we add in our arms. Exhaling to lower. Last one here. Can you lift up a little bit more high this time in our glute bridge? And exhale, vertebra by vertebra, lowering our lower back down to the mat. This time we're going to inhale as we raise up our hips and raise our arms up and overhead. Exhaling to lower it all back down to the earth. Let's just do this three more times. Inhale to raise. And exhale to lower. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. And on this last one, can you raise up your hips even more than ever before, squeezing those glutes at the top? Beautiful. And exhale, gently lowering everything back down to the earth. Maybe even swiveling or windshield wipering your legs here to release any tension in the lower back. As we cool down from all that we've done today for our quick yoga practice, bringing our arms out into a T shape, maybe even cactusing our arms, bringing our legs up in a tabletop position as we lower our legs over to the right side, gazes to the left. Breathing deeply into this side stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to bring our stacked legs back up to center. And exhaling to go onto the other side this time. One deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Fantastic. Gently releasing ourselves from this position as we keep our knees bent, grabbing onto the sides of our feet if we can, pressing our knees into our elbows as we still have our lower back in contact with the mat as we come into our happy baby. Staying here is perfect, or if you would like to give yourself a little bit of a rock from side to side, that is great as well. I know I love to rock my happy baby. So much fun. Always adding fun, play, and self expression into all that we do, not just our yoga practice. Possibly even grabbing your big toes with your fingers and straddling, straightening your legs. If that's not within your wheelhouse, then totally skip it. Rocking back and forth if you can as well. Beautiful. Releasing ourselves from that as we bring our legs back together in parallel, wiggling out or stretching out our ankles in whatever way feels good for us in this moment, flexing and pointing our feet, rolling our ankles. There's no wrong way to do this right now. One more deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly making our way to stillness and flexing our feet as we keep our legs extended upward, soles of the feet up to the sky for legs up a wall. Let's just take 2 deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. One more deep cleansing in breath. And exhale, possibly with an audible sigh to release and let go. And on our next inhale, we're going to point our feet one more time and even more slowly than we think we can, lowering our legs all the way down to the earth so we can prepare for our final resting position after all we've done today. Shavasana. Taking your time here to find a comfortable position, maybe even sitting upright is your resting position. Allowing your body to hang heavy, softening every muscle, giving yourself permission to truly relax as we inhale to fully receive that peace, that calm that we've cultivated in today's practice. And exhale to finally let go. And if you would like to stay here, that's perfectly fine. But if not, I invite you to continue to soften, softening your brow, softening your jaw, softening your heart, beginning to deepen your breath as you bring movement back into your body in whatever way calls to you now in this moment. Reaching your arms up overhead, bringing your legs together, pointing your toes as if you're being pulled by a string from north to south. Taking our time here as we gently bring ourselves over to one side and making our way back up to seated. Bringing our palms together at heart center as we take one deep breath together. Inhale and exhale as we let go of all lingering resistance, lingering tension, and our last bit of limitation. Giving ourselves gratitude for all that we've given ourselves today. And I extend my gratitude to you, lovely darklings and metal mystics, for allowing me to be your guide during today's practice. I am so looking forward to the next one. It has been an honor and a pleasure. Until next time, with the fullness of my heart, I humbly thank you. Namaste. See you later.